So, welcome to my Evil Within walkthrough. Let's start a new game, and I'm gonna play this game on Nightmare difficulty setting. And this is not my first playthrough. I have completed this game already, so this is practiced gameplay, and I'm gonna be using the resources in the game as much as I can, and I will guide you through this walkthrough with commentary, and I'm gonna show you some strategies how to survive this challenging game. So if you want to know how to beat this game smoothly on Nightmare difficulty setting, then keep watching. And let's watch the first cutscene and continue after that.
All units, 1199, expedite cover code 3, Beacon Mental Hospital.
184 copy, code 3, ETA 3 minutes.
Copy 184.
Sorry, detectives. I know you're just coming off a case, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a detour.
Sounds serious. Is it a riot?
A call went out just before I picked you up. Said it was multiple homicides. Half a dozen units already on scene.
131, please advise.
Hey, maybe it's the ghost of that doctor who went schizo and chopped up all those patients.
That's not what happened. Some patients disappeared. Some kind of scandal?
Still, gives you the creeps, doesn't it?
127, 124, please respond.
Joseph, you think there's a connection?
It's a possibility. I believe the records were sealed.
Anyone on scene, respond.
Dispatch, this is Detective Castellanos in 184. What's the situation? Over.
184, be advised. Some problem reaching on the Beacon Memorial.
Is there any...
God damn it! Jesus!
Junior Detective Kidman. Any thoughts?
Nothing yet. I'm sure we'll know everything once we get there.
What do you make of it?
Connolly, contact dispatch and let them know what's happening. Joseph, Kidman, you're with me. We're gonna have a look around.
Right.
So let's go through this first sequence here. We just have to go into that house and follow Joseph. And after that, I'm gonna talk about this game a bit and about this walkthrough also. The first chapter in this game, it's basically just cutscenes and kind of introduction to the stealth gameplay. So I think this game actually really starts in the chapter 2.
Smells like blood.
All right, stay sharp. We're gonna check it out. Don't let anyone else through this door.
I can be an extra set of eyes.
We don't know what's happening here. You're a backup.
Did you hear something? Someone alive in here.
Are you injured? What happened here?
Can't be real. Impossible. Ruvik is...
I've got him. The security cameras might tell us something.
So in this first chapter there is no combat or anything. You just have to run away and hide from this chainsaw guy. So this is my second walkthrough in my channel, and when I played this game I knew immediately that I want to do a walkthrough of this game, and first I thought that I will do the walkthrough on Akumu mode, but then I decided to do this on Nightmare. And why is that? I think the Akumu mode is actually pretty stupid in this game, because I think the only difference between the Nightmare and the Akumu mode is that on Akumu mode you will die with one hit, but otherwise I think they are the same if you think of the difficulty of the game and how the enemies behave and stuff like that. So that's the only difference. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, about that dying with one hit. I actually didn't know first that the Akumu mode was like that, and when I found out I thought that it was just stupid and I'm not gonna do it. I like challenging games, and I like many games the hard mode that, for example, you die with just one shotgun hit or something like that. Like for example in Far Cry 2, the infamous mode was really hard because you really die if somebody shoots you a couple of times. But I think here on Akumu mode it's like, if somebody shoots you, okay, I can understand that you die, but if you walk into a bear trap or a zombie hits you with his fist, you die, and I just think that's plain stupid. And there are some parts in this game that are really hard to get by without taking any damage. But I'm not gonna take much damage in this walkthrough anyway, because I wanted this walkthrough to show you some strategies how to survive this game on Nightmare mode without taking much damage. But there are some parts, for example in chapter 6, there is this one area that I played so many times to get through it and to find a kind of good strategy how to go through it without taking much damage or any damage. And the one that it's in here in this walkthrough, I think it was a perfect run, but I took this one hit by a zombie because I just didn't notice that he was so close to me, and if I would have played this on Akumu mode I would have died there. It's mostly because how the enemies behave and react in this game. It's pretty random, and there are some gameplay issues in this game that can be really frustrating, and especially if you play this on Akumu mode, because and many times it's nothing to do with that you're a great player or anything. Sometimes it's just bad luck if you happen to get hit by an enemy, and that's the problem, and that's why I didn't want to play this on Akumu mode. Because let's say for example you shoot an enemy to his leg and he falls down, and you run to him and start to light a match so you can burn him. That's one gameplay thing in this game you're gonna be using a lot. And on these hard difficulty levels, the enemies, they move much faster than on survival, and so you try to light up the match, and sometimes the enemies just stand up so quickly that you don't have time to light up the match and you get hit by an enemy. And sometimes you just can't light up the match because you don't see this prompt in the screen where you can light up the match. It happened to me a few times, and it happened to me many times that I shoot an enemy to his legs and I run to him and try to light up the match, and the enemy just like jumps up in 1 second and the enemy hits you and you get damage. And on Akumu mode you would be dead. So on Nightmare mode this game is really hard, but you still can take a bit hit from the enemies. I think it's only fair. And another thing, in this game you don't have regenerating health like most games nowadays. but you have this health bar and you have these syringes which you have to use to heal yourself, and you can also upgrade how much the syringes heals you, and you can also upgrade your health bar. And I think that's one of the big gameplay elements in this game, and you kind of lose that completely if you play on Akumu mode, because you don't have to worry about the syringes or anything, because you will die with one hit. So that's another stupid thing that I just don't like. I really think using the syringes and upgrading the health bar and the syringes, it's part of this game. So that's why I thought that the Nightmare mode is the way to go in this game if you want more challenge than survival. And you will really get the challenge on Nightmare, and I was actually very surprised how hard this game is on Nightmare mode. If you compare this, like for Resident Evil 4 for example, the normal mode and the professional mode on Resident Evil 4, I think there's a much bigger gap between survival and Nightmare mode here. The Nightmare is much more difficult than professional on Resident Evil 4. But it's not only because how the enemies behave and react, but it's also some of these stupid gameplay issues in this game that makes it so hard, and it shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately it is. So here you just have to hide in this closet and just wait for the chainsaw guy to go through this room. Okay, so now we have to get past that chainsaw guy. First just go here behind these boxes, and there's a bottle in here. Just wait for him to walk up here, and then you can throw the bottle into that corridor to distract him. And make sure you really are behind these boxes, because on this Nightmare mode the enemies will notice you much easier, and if you're like on the edge of those boxes just a little, he's gonna notice you. And if I would play this on survival mode, you could just walk to safety from there, but you saw that road was blocked, and that's the difference between survival and Nightmare in this area. So you have to distract him 2 times. Just wait here, and he's gonna break all those boxes with his chainsaw. He's not gonna see you if you're in here. So now he broke those boxes. And when he's walking up here, just throw the bottle. And now we can go. And that's basically it for the first chapter. And the rest of this chapter is basically just a cutscene. Yeah, I personally think that this first chapter in the game is a bit too long. Like half an hour, you just have to watch these cinematic cutscenes and you just get to play a little here and there. But it's not until chapter 2 that you really get to play the game. So I would have made this a bit shorter. I kind of miss that when you start a new game, you would get to play it immediately. And you would learn to play the game as you progress or move along. I think too often nowadays the game starts with these tutorial missions or long cinematic cutscenes or something like that. And it just takes too much time to get to play the game. And I think it's a bit annoying. I remember when I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, for example, and I had been playing the game 15 minutes or something, and I was already in this village, surrounded by these crazy villagers, and there's this chainsaw guy who's cutting my head off, and I was like, wow, that really sucks you into the game world right away. Yeah, but that's only my opinion. And I know many people like stories and cutscenes in games. And I like stories too, but I just think that many times the story could be told in a different way in games than just using these long cutscenes.
Hey, where's Joseph? Man, I'm sorry, but you never came out. I waited, but... Please, settle down, Leslie.
Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie.
Shit! There's no going back.
So this chapter will end after this cutscene, and we're gonna continue in the next video and start from chapter 2. And let's really start playing the game. If you like my videos, please support my channel and subscribe. Thank you.
Damn it. Are we cut off from everyone?
Everyone must be dead.
Everyone all right back there?
Just a few bumps. We're fine. 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 Fine.
We will be once we're far away.
Fine.
A little further and we'll be fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fall!